Hi guys. I am sitting outside on my back porch Sunday afternoon. I hope you had a wonderful spring break. This is quite strange. I have found this program called Screencastify, and I'm going to try and use it today. So I hope this goes well, but just hang with me for a little bit. And I just wanted you to be able to see me. I feel weird not being able to see y'all, but I hope that this goes according to plan and y'all understand what we're doing. Today, you see types of angles on our screen. I want to review the types of angles and then teach you how to measure an angle using our handy dandy protractors that you should have. I handed them out the Thursday before spring break, but many of you were gone already or just didn't come. And so your stuff is in the lobby of the elementary school. You can go pick it up. You can also just print one of these offline. There's paper copies. I found one of them this morning when I was looking to add a picture to my lesson today. So, or you can even make yourself one. Just look up one online and see if you can do it. Either way, I think you'll be just fine. I want to talk about the 4 types of angles. We learned about the 4 types or 5, there's lots of different angles, but we learned about these 4 types of angles before Christmas, first semester, with our homeroom teachers. So, but there were several. There's the acute angle. There is the right angle. The acute angle, remember, is less than 90 degrees. It's smaller than a right angle. Then you have the right angle. You can actually form a square in the middle of that angle. There's an obtuse angle, which is super, super big. It's bigger than 90 degrees. If you were in my homeroom, we actually did these with our bodies. It was kind of fun. An obtuse angle is like you're lounging in a chair. You're just lounging back. That's an obtuse angle. And then you have the straight angle, which is 180 degrees. It's just a straight line. And if you want to practice making one on the floor, just lay down. You have made a straight angle. So these are the 4 types of angles we'll be talking about. And I just wanted to make sure you knew what they were. If you don't, and something comes up in your work this week that I've assigned, you can always come back to this video and look it up, because this is my anchor chart for angles. All right, so those are the 4 types of angles that you're going to need to know if you didn't already know them already. I think you already did. So the next thing we're going to do is learn how to measure an angle using a protractor. I pulled this one offline somewhere this morning or yesterday, and I liked it because it was blue. But there are basically 2 steps. And the first one is that, you do need to know the parts of an angle. So let's go back and let me show you parts of an angle. And so I'm going to draw down here. Parts of an angle are, and this isn't going to be straight, and no, I'm not using my straight edge, but to do this is terrible. But you have 2 rays, and they're connected at an end point, and we call that end point a vertex. So when I'm talking, I'm going to be talking about the rays and a vertex, and that's what I'm talking about, is a vertex. And when you read an angle, they will have sometimes other points on them, like A, and this might be B, and then you'll have another endpoint here labeled C. This is angle A, B, C, and the vertex point is always going to be in the middle. So it would look like this: angle A, angle A, B, C. And B is in the middle because it's the middle, it's the vertex. Okay? That makes sense? You may see that somewhere, you may never see that again, but I just wanted to make sure I went over that in case you come across it on homework. All right, so in order to measure using a protractor, you need your protractor. You also need an angle to measure. So I'm going to draw one up here so you can see how to measure it. I think it's pretty simple. I have given you lots of practice to do. You have 4 workbook pages to do this week, but they're all about measuring an angle. And I don't think they're too terribly difficult. Just try your best. I'm not grading those. I just want you to have practice. The one thing that will count as a grade is the assessment on freckle that I'm going to ask you to do on Friday. So you have all week to do all my activities, watch the videos as many times as you need, work on the workbook pages. If you think you've got how to measure angles, then you're good to go. Then you can take that test. But I want you to wait till Friday on freckle, and I want you to take that. I think it's a short little assessment, and it'll let me know whether you really understood how to measure angles or not. Okay, that's about it. But here we go. This, on your protractor, you need to know where the middle is, the hole on your protractor. On these, it's right here. This is your hole. And that's where you put the vertex on your angle. Okay, I've drawn it right here. So, and the second part is you have to line up one of the rays with the bottom line on your protractor. So the bottom line on your protractor is right here. So 180 degree mark. You need to line up one of the rays on that line. Okay, and then you will measure the other one. So here's this, oh, that one went way wonky, but here we go. So this is one ray and another ray. I've lined up the vertex with the circle, the hole in the bottom of my protractor, and then I have lined up the bottom line with one of the rays, and then now I can measure. So you ask, well, it says it's 50 and 130. That's exactly right. But this angle, if I look at it, I realize it's an acute angle. It's small. It's really cute. It's small. So this has got to be 50 degrees. This measures 50 degrees. It cannot measure 130 because it's a small angle. It's not acute. It's not lounging in the chair. So if I did want it to lounge and I wanted to measure, so I came over this way and I want to measure this angle right here, and I can get rid of this one and I'll erase it all. If I want to measure this angle, then I have, I look at it, my vertex is still lined up with that middle hole, with that little hole or middle line, and I look. Now, this can't be 40 degrees because it's a big, fat, wide angle. So this one has got to be 140 degrees. Got it? Make sense? I think it makes a lot of sense, but we'll see. All right, so now I wanted to move this down. I might have to stop my video so I can get to the rest of my stuff. That's how you measure an angle. It's pretty easy, not too terribly hard. I think I've given you enough videos and enough assignments to do that you'll be able to do this pretty easily. And I think mom or dad or older sibling or someone can help you with that, but I really don't think it's too terribly difficult. So I'm going to stop this video and I'm probably going to make another one. There's one more lesson with measuring angles that I want you to know, and it's supplementary and complementary angles. So I'm going to stop this one and probably start another video so that you can learn how to figure out supplementary and complementary angles. Thanks, guys. See ya in a few. All right. So now I just stopped it and restarted the video and found my little page I wanted you to see. So cool. Anyway, now that you know how to measure an angle, there are 2 types of angles, supplementary and complementary angles that I want to talk about. And it's part of the 4th grade standard, so I want you to know how to do it. And again, it's not too terribly difficult. So I was kind of happy that this was a lesson I got to teach y'all doing your virtual school, because I think you can handle this at home without a lot of confusion or questions. But supplementary angles come together to form a straight angle or a straight line, and they equal 180 degrees. If you look at this one right here, you will see that if one angle is 140, the other angle has to be 40 degrees because they have to equal 180. I think on your homework, you will have to, they'll want you to write an equation. Guys, this is an equation. Two things you add together that equals 180. That's the equation. And so if they want you to find the missing part, it would have been like 140 plus A or whatever letter you want to pick equals 180. And I'll show you some examples in a minute. The other types of angles that they want you to know are these complementary angles. So they come together to form a right angle. So a right angle, we all know, equals 90 degrees. So if this angle is 60 degrees at the top, the bottom angle has to be 30 because that will make it equal 90. Right here's the equation, 60 plus 30 equals 90. That's it. So I want to go down here. Here's some complementary angles. So it's kind of hard to see, but if this is the same thing, if this angle is 60, complementary angles are all 90 degrees. Look at them. This is a 90-degree angle. You see the little square in there? They're all 90 degrees. So if this is 30, that means the other one has to be 60. Got it? So if this angle is 55, what would X equal? And they want to know it's got to equal 90, so it would have to be, I'm doing this in my head, so I could be wrong, but it's 35. So 35 plus 55 does equal 90. So these are easy ways to figure out. Here is another one, number 4. If I need to find out what X is, and I know that it equals 90, let me get my pen out. And so if I know it equals 90, and I know that I have 15 degrees on one side. So how would I find what X is? There's the equation with the missing part. You can write this 15 plus X equals 90. You can say 90 minus 15 equals X. So, because that's exactly how you would have to figure these out. 90 minus 15 equals X. And that would be an equation on how to figure out how to do that. Pretty cool. So that's how to find a complementary angle, finding the missing part of the complementary angle. They just all equal 90 degrees. So you are going to have to do some subtraction. You might have to go over to the side and figure some out. 90 minus 15, it's got that pesky 0 in there. It might cause you some problems. But you could say 90 minus 10 would be 80, and then 90 minus 5 would make that 7, and the 90 minus 15 would be 75. So you can break it apart to figure it out so you don't have to write it all down and subtract using a 0. Any way you want to figure that out. All right. All right, here we go. Here are some supplementary angles. And supplementary angles are equal 180 degrees. So if you look over here on this side, I'll get my pointer out, my pen out, that we have 92. And then we want to figure out what A is over here. We know this equals 180. So we should very easily try to be able to figure out what A is. So that's what all these are about. So if we're going to figure out, let's see, A, and I'll write an equation. Let's do number 3 together. A equals, I know they all equal 180, so A can equal 180 minus 92. Woo. So A equals 180 minus 92. That's how we can find what this missing piece of the supplementary angles are. They're always going to equal 180. You could do 180. No, you could do 92 plus the A equals 180 in order to figure that out. Okay. If you're like me and you can't do this really well in your head, you can break it apart and go, well, 92 could be 80 plus 12. So 180 minus 80 would be 100. And then you can subtract 12 from 100 and get 88. Is that right? So I don't know if that's right, but I think it's 88. So number 3, you could write in there 88. You do not have to do this worksheet. This is just some practice. I put practice on freckle that I want you to do, so you can do that there. These are just things I've found online, and actually I think I have this exact worksheet that I would have given you if you were in class. But this is just for practice and for me to show you how to solve these problems. I think that's it for my lesson. I miss you guys. Wish I was there. Next week, I will send you another video. I think we're going to start working on capacity, which means just cups and customary capacity, which is cups and pints and quarts and gallons and all that stuff. And I'll show you, because I've been having to mix some goat milk for my baby goat, and I've had to use all of that stuff. So I think it's very useful to know. So we'll be working on that next week. But this week, this is it. If you need me, you can give me a call, 615-642-1199. Just text me first, but we could FaceTime if you need to. Or you can just send me an email, beth.lafferty@lipscomb.edu. And that's it for this week. And next week, I might find another way to show you how to do our math. But I think this was pretty cool. If you want to get on and try to do, it's called Screencastify. It's very cool. Anyway, I will see you later, and hopefully sooner than later. But stay safe, stay well, listen to your mom and dad. Be good, get outside. It's going to be in the 70s. And I'm going to go do some yoga. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.